Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sky Ranch podcast. I am so excited that you are joining with us today. We are going to be talking through all things packing, getting ready, getting excited for camp, and our guest is going to be talking through all of the tips and tricks from all of her experience at Sky Ranch, and it is our SkyMoms director, Tori Miller.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Love being part of the SkyMoms ministry. Was grateful to start in 2009 with SkyMoms, and we're just doing large venue events, and then we went into homes, individual homes for many years, and then we started going all throughout the DFW Metroplex doing luncheons. And it's where we have a speaking team come in, and they speak and just encourage and equip moms in raising godly kids in today's world. And then we just started doing tips with Tori through the pandemic that we went through. We started that, and it just kind of carried on. And then we just decided that we would just continue to show you guys how to get ready for camp.
I know. I love that. It's going to be so great for parents and families to be able to soak it in at their own pace and be able to watch whenever they want. So I'm so excited to get to have this podcast style tips with Tori. Okay, so what is one of the best resources that parents have as far as where to get all the information and just preparing for camp?
Now, I can tell you all the things, but it is all on our website. So I would just suggest go to the summer prep page, go to skyranch.org, and the summer prep page will tell you exactly everything that we're going to discuss today.
That's awesome. Okay, so what are some things that parents can do right now? You know, their session may be a few weeks or months away, but what are things that they can be doing right now that don't necessarily include packing?
Right. So I would say first and foremost, make sure that your email is up to date, that you're getting the emails from us, that you're communicating with us, that you can go onto your portal and make sure that you've logged in, and then go ahead and purchase the Bunk One bundle through our app. And that way that you will be able to get through the Bunk One, you'll be able to have one-way communication with your child. You'll also be able to put upload a photo and be able to do facial recognition, so you don't have to look through the thousands of photos. Now, I enjoy looking through all the photos and see all the different kids, but you can upload a picture of your child for facial recognition just to get your child's photos sent to you regularly.
So what are some practical things that parents can be doing with their kids to get them ready for camp, as far as conversations they can have with them or things that they can be practicing at home?
Oh, completely, yes. I think one of the biggest things, I think moms with girls worry about, like hair and their hair washing and showering and all those things. So I would just practice, like make sure that they know how to go in and shampoo their own hair, or if you're using a conditioner. I mean, I suggest just sending a all-in-one conditioner and shampoo to camp, but making sure that they know how to do that. And also just dressing and undressing themselves. Yep. Sometimes a wet swimsuit as women, I mean, and a one piece is hard to get on and off. Just practicing those things. Also just talking about what it feels like to be away from home. If they've not been away from home and they've not spent the night away for multiple nights, talk about what that feels like, and just to be able to prepare to know, hey, if I'm feeling sad or lonely, to be able to go talk to my counselor about that. And so just communicating all those different things with them is super important to prepare them.
That's great. Yeah, just those, those basic hygiene things, like brushing teeth.
Exactly.
Yeah, knowing where their stuff is. And
yeah, well, and I think when also just as we talk about packing, just knowing what is in their trunk.
Right.
Knowing exactly what you have packed together. I mean, so that they know where, how you have organized it for them to be able to do. But just talking about all of those different things together is super important to make them feel successful while they're at camp.
Yeah, that's so good. I know that you're going to be making a detailed packing video for parents to see, but are there any best practices for them to know as far as how to help their kids in packing for them for camp?
I think just doing it together, I think is key, so that your child, your camper, knows exactly what's in the trunk and how it's organized. I think sitting down and deciding together what they're going to wear, what days, and for their night events, those kind of things. I think just making sure that they understand everything that is in the trunk. You also can pack snacks. Get asked that all the time about, can you pack snacks in your trunk? Yes. We ask you to be allergen friendly to those that might have different allergies, but just pack things that can also be resealed. Like I think about sending a pack of Oreos. Well, that little flap on the Oreo thing doesn't seal very well, so maybe putting that in a gallon size Ziploc baggie so they can have those snacks. But just resealable, and but you can pack snacks as well.
Okay, Tori, so what if a camper has medications? What do parents need to do as far as bringing that to camp and preparing those medications for camp?
Oh, that's a great question. We get asked that all the time. So if your child is on a prescription medication, you can bring that to camp. It needs to be in the prescribed bottle with the medication and how much to dispense. And then our medical team, our staff, will be able to disperse that to them at the health center. And all prescription medications will stay in the health center. Please don't pack any kind of medications or even over-the-counter medications in their trunks or in any of their belongings. Everything has to stay at the health center. Now, when you go onto your online account, you have given us authority and given us responsibility to be able to give them over-the-counter medications. Let's say for like a Benadryl, or maybe it's a Tylenol. All of that we can dispense for them. And so you don't have to pack any of those kind of medications. Now, if it is, let's say, a sleep medication, or like they use a vitamin C, it has to have a doctor's recommendation for us to be able to dispense that. So make sure that anything that you want your child to have that doesn't have a prescription does have to have a medical release.
That's great. At camp, as you know, kids are getting some much needed time outside in nature. Are there specific things that parents can be sure to bring to help set their kids up for success in getting to play and be a kid outside?
Of course. So we're in Texas heat, and so make sure you do bring some sort of refillable water bottle. We also do those in our Sky Packs as well, but also and we have water stations all throughout camp. So we're going to keep your camper super hydrated. Our counselors are going to stay hydrated, and they're going to be refilling their water bottles. And so they will also have the campers refill those water bottles. But also sunscreen and bug spray. And just bring those and have them labeled. We will also make sure that we keep your child, with sunscreen on.
Yeah.
We want them to have a great day and feel great at the end of the day. And so we're going to reapply those sunscreens throughout the day.
That's great. And another wonderful thing about camp is just the time away from phones. Would you mind sharing a little bit about our technology and phone policy that we have at Sky Ranch?
Sure. So don't send anything of value with your camper, no phones, or even I would say an Apple Watch, or any kind of an expensive camera. What's been fun for kids I've seen lately is just the disposable cameras are coming back. And so sending something like that. But this is a great week for them to be screen-free, device-free, and be able just to connect with people one-on-one.
That's really great. So where do you recommend that parents look for night event items for their kids, or just other things to get them excited and ready for camp? Where can parents go looking for those things?
Again, the summer prep page is going to tell you for your Sky level and for girl or boy what their night event is. And there's great places. I mean, you can go to the dollar store, you can go to Walmart, you can go to the $5 area of Target and buy all the fun things. Now, just so you know, you're going to have some kids who are going to go all out. I had one daughter who wanted the tutu and the tiara and the wand and all the things for the girls' night. And then I had another who just wanted a shirt that was pink for the color of the theme. And so you're going to see all different variations of that. And just know too that when they're in the cabins, the counselors are also going to help create that energy and the vibe for what that night is, and help everybody get settled for that. So you can buy all your things at different places and have things in your baggies in your trunk for those night events. And I think everybody will share and shift and enjoy those times together.
That's awesome. And also, I know that we have a lot of fun night event items and clothes that you can buy at the Sky Ranch store. And there's Sky Packs, and you mentioned that. Would you mind going into detail about how parents can look at those or purchase those for their kids before coming to camp?
Sure. So you can go online, obviously, and get and order those through your account. But also, when you come and drop off, go get your camper all settled, get them into their cabin, and then come by the store, and you will actually see different samples of the different events or the different Sky Packs that are available, and we will deliver those for you. Now, those are delivered on different certain days, and we'll let you know when those are delivered. But we also realize that you might want to make your own packs as well. So we want to make it easy for you for Sky Packs, but also you might want to do things from home. And so there are really simple ways to do that. On Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days that we deliver mail from us. So you will, at drop off, make sure when you park your vehicle that you get all your belongings together, and maybe your own Sky Packs that you have made are like, going to be a surprise, and so put those in whatever bag you want to, and then you'll drop those off with us and we will deliver them. Now, we don't accept anything from UPS or FedEx or Amazon, so we are your delivery system. And so you'll bring those to us. And so on Tuesday and Thursday are the days that we deliver something that is bigger than just like a card or a note or a letter. And so on Tuesday, Thursday, you can do something that's larger, something that's like a manila envelope filled with all the fun things from like maybe glow sticks and maybe a little snack or maybe some fun stickers. And then you can also do a shoebox size. So our
look at that.
I know, right? I mean, and we always just make sure that you do have their name and what cabin it is and what day you want it delivered. Now, you won't put Tuesday or Thursday. You'll tell us what day specifically you want us to deliver it on, Tuesday or Thursday. And here you can put all the fun things. You might want to put some face paint, some fun sunglasses. You can go onto our Pinterest page for SkyMoms, and we've got some little already pre-made little things that you can cut out that says like, have a great day and fun things like that. So Tuesday and Thursday is the days that you'll do a shoebox or smaller, and then every other day of the week. And you could do all days of the week, and it could be from multiple people in your family. It could be from the family pet. It could be from grandma, grandpa, whatever. And you'll put your name, the name of your camper, what day you want it delivered, and what cabin that they are in. And we can deliver those every single day of the week.
That's sweet. Are there any best practices as far as what to include in those letters, what not to include? Just because I know you've done that for many years. And
well, I will say both my girls, we would do these big boxes and we would do these, manila envelopes with fun things. And many times these came back unopened or things that weren't really used. However, they would tell you that the things that meant the most to them was when I spent time sitting down and writing a heartfelt letter. And what I would like to encourage you to do that we did as a family is that we would just sit and really pray about and think about like what was a character trait that we saw reflected in our girls for that year. And we wanted to speak into that. Maybe they were gracious with one another, or maybe they were super helpful, or maybe they were struggled in an academic. Maybe there was academically it was a hard year, and so they overcame some obstacles, and so we spoke into that. And what we found out is that year after year, we took time to make some of them be a little bit more intentional in our writing, is that a counselor would sit with them and say, hey, what did your mom or dad say? And they would share that with them. And time after time again, that counselor would say, you know what, when I was in 5th grade, I also struggled academically in math. And now I've graduated, high school, and I'm in college, and I'm successful, and maybe they're even in a math major. And they overcame that. And so that counselor was able to speak into them of that character trait that we saw overcome. And it just resonated with them in a way that as parents, we try to be the cool and the fun, but sometimes a college counselor that is closer in age to them, that speaks into them the same struggle that they overcame, just resonates, and it speaks volumes.
That's so good. That's such a good reminder, just to be speaking life and truth and encouragement into your child as, the counselors are doing the same. Are there any things that parents should, shy away from, maybe from including in those letters while they're away, especially maybe the younger ones or the homesickness prone?
Yeah. I would say, speaking when it's real easy and it's normal to say, I miss you. In a letter. And however, if your child is prone to homesickness, we have seen that sometimes when you share that in a letter, it just resonates with them in a way that they feel like they need to be with you. And so that just makes them feel more homesick. So if you can shy away from saying how much you miss them, we know you do. And thank you for giving us your most prized possession. We recognize that. But if you know your child is prone to homesickness, shy away from letting them know that you miss them, but that you love them.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, you're so right. There are other ways to say that, like, I'm so excited to hear about all the fun you're having this week.
Yeah.
And so
and asking silly questions that, they can't answer to you right immediately, but it just gets them thinking, what was your favorite meal today? What was your favorite activity? Those kind of things.
That's really good. Okay. So for all of the letters and mails, you talk about writing the cabin number. So how will parents know what cabin their child is in before they get to camp?
Yeah, so again, just through the email system and through your online account, about 10 days-ish, that you will receive what cabin that they are in, and you'll be able to label everything. So you're going to want to label their trunk, their bedding, everything that you are going to be giving them with their name and with their cabin number.
That's good. So another thing getting ready to camp that I see every Sunday on I-20, there's all of these cars with paint and Sky Ranch first time camper, best week ever, with excited kids on their way to camp. Would you mind sharing a little bit about that and how maybe new camper families can join in on the fun of the car paint?
Oh, I think that's so fun. It's a great way to start easing a little bit of the anxiety they might be having as a first-time camper. If they're getting a little anxious, then you guys just spend that Sunday before you're coming to camp decorating your car with all the things about the expedition. And you can do some mountains, you can do some little flags and some tents, whatever you want to do. But it just helps ease that anxiety as they're driving down the expressway and they see other campers. You can honk at them and realize they're not the only one going to camp this week. And so there's lots of ways that you can decorate your cars. These are from Michael's or Hobby Lobby or online Amazon. These Dr. Paints are really good, but my favorite are the window crayons. And make sure that you get the crayon version, not the markers. The markers won't show up with our Texas tinted windows, and the crayons are more like a waxy finish, and so they just show up really good on your Texas tinted windows, and they come off really well, easily as well. So decorate your cars, put first time camper, maybe tell what cabin you're in, use the fun theme, and then your camper will get excited just driving down the road and on their way to camp.
Yes. And speaking of getting to camp, would you mind walking through what that arrival process is like, and just all the fun of driving up to camp?
Oh, it's super fun. You're going to be super excited. Parents don't want to leave just because they're seeing all the excitement of all the counselors as well. So you're going to drive into camp. We're going to guide you around to the parking area. And when you park, like I said, make sure that you get all of your belongings because it's a little trek to go back. So you're going to want to take all your mail, all your medications, all of your bedding, all of those things, and we're going to load you onto what we call a people mover. It's just a trailer, and it's going to take you to your cabin. If you've got different times that your campers are coming, come to the earliest time, and we'll accommodate your other camper. And so we're going to put you on this people mover, on our trailer. We're going to take you to the cabin, and guess what? You're going to have all the helpers, all the counselors help you unload everything. So don't worry about those heavy trunks. We're going to have
they're experts on that.
They're great. Yes, they're going to help carry all that into your cabins for you. And so there at the cabins, you'll be able to see what it looks like. And then you're also going to have the opportunity to talk to their counselors about any concerns or celebrations that you want to make sure that they have. And so do talk to them, ask them and tell them whatever is going on with your camper and that you want to make sure that they know.
That's really great. And also the opening day cookies are
you get cookies at the gate. Yeah, exactly.
and warning, there will be college students screaming
everywhere
up and down and getting excited. So that's a lot to take in at first, but it really does help those campers and calming their nerves and
And I think that's why parents don't want to leave either, because the excitement is so fun. So.
Yes, I know. And like you talked, it sometimes can be easy for parents to want to linger and hang out in the cabin. But what's kind of best practices of that exchange from parent to counselor? What have you seen that works best in the drop-off?
I think the drop-off is key. I think, I love the practice that we put into place, being on the porch and staying out there and discussing everything. You can bring your your dog, you can bring your grandparents, you can bring your siblings, and everybody can be there together, and then just have that exchange, because that cabin is their safe space. It's where they're going to be with all their other cabin mates for that week, and so that's their little haven. And so let's just stay on the porch, let's do all our goodbyes, peek your head in, see what it looks like, and then make sure, again, you talk to the counselors and just tell them everything that you need to let them know, and then give your goodbyes, and we'll see you in a week.
Yes, and the counselors really do such a great job of inviting them into that new cabin family and that culture of the cabin, and making sure that all the kids feel welcome and included. And they do such a good job, as you know, of helping them set up their space and making the beds. Like, obviously parents can walk in and take a look around, but it is really great for them to kind of make that space their own and kind of build that cabin culture. Okay, so once that exchange happens, camper is dropped off. Okay, then what do the parents do?
Well, they want to stay, but come on back over with us to Pogue and drop off all your medications, drop off your mail. You can have some popcorn, and you can go to the store and look around, and we'd love to visit with you and just make sure we take your picture and just and celebrate with you just the week that you're going to be able to have.
That's awesome. So we talked a lot about, the cabin and the culture that, those counselors try and create. Would you mind if parents maybe aren't as aware how we structure our cabins and staff those cabins, and how that's maybe different than other camps that are out there?
I think that's a key differentiator for Sky Ranch, is that our counselors are with your kiddo 24/7. And so our counselors will be with your child. They are not going to go work in the store, or they're not going to go operate the zip lines, but they're going to be with your camper the entire time. And so we like to say it's 3 to 4 counselors depending on the age of your child. In the ratio, when they're younger, we're going to have a lower number ratio, like more counselors and lower number of kiddos. And then as they get older, it's going to increase in number of how many campers are in those cabins.
That's great. So we talked about campers get dropped off, parents drop off the medication and the packages, maybe go to the Sky store, and then they get in their cars and they go home, and probably are awaiting those bunk one camper pictures being posted from opening night. But on that opening night, campers do a swim test. Would you mind explaining a little bit about that and what those campers can expect?
Sure. So the first night that they're there, before dinner, typically they will go do a swim test, and it's just letting us know what their skill level is of swimming. And so they will just do the width of the pool, and without touching the bottom, and just letting us know what level of swimming that they have. And typically, if they are not a proficient swimmer, then we will put a wristband on them, letting them know that they need to wear a life vest in the pool. Now, everybody will be wearing life vests in all the lake activities. But in the pool specifically, we will just put, for extra precaution, we have lifeguards on duty at all of our pools, but it's just another set of precaution for them. And typically, the counselors are also wearing the life vests, and so everybody wants to wear them. And so even if your camper, your child is not a proficient swimmer, they're going to be wearing a life vest, and everybody else is going to want to wear one as well.
That's so good. Okay, so let's say your camper has done a week of camp, and now you are ready to pick them up. Would you mind walking us through what the pickup process looks like?
Oh, sure. So when you drop your camper off, you're going to check them in, and you're also going to be given at that time a camper code for your camper at check-in. And so just go ahead and make it easy on yourself. Go ahead and maybe screenshot that, save it to your camera roll, because you'll need that camper code and that image from your photo album on your phone to check them out. And so you'll go up, you'll check them out, you'll show them that image from your camera roll with your camper code. You can't just tell us the code. We have to actually see that. So if you have other authorized pickup people, let's say a grandparent or a dad, go ahead and send that to them early in the week, so they'll have that for the week. And then they'll be able to also show that code to be able to pick up your camper. So you're going to see a fun closing show. You're going to hear some chants and some cheers and some songs and all the fun things. And then we will walk them out, and they will be with their cabins. And that's where they're going to be able to say all their goodbyes. They're going to have met their favorite friends, and their counselors are going to be able to get a camper award for that week and be able to take all the pictures of their new best friends.
That's so great. Okay, so Tori, what do I do with camper luggage? How will I make sure I get my kids' things back with us wherever we are?
We're going to make it super easy for you. So as you dropped off and we put you on a people mover and we put all of that into the cabins for you, the same thing's going to happen. You're going to come through our gates, and it's all going to be lined up for you. We're going to have counselors there help reload that into your vehicle, and then you will go ahead and park. So you will already have that loaded into your car. We have it all assigned by your camper sky level and what time that you're supposed to be arriving, and we will get that loaded for you. You'll go park your vehicle, and then you'll come over to the Pogue Center where we'll do our closing show.
That's awesome. Tori, you've given parents so much great information. Is there anything else that you would want to share to a first-time camper parent that maybe you haven't mentioned yet?
I just think camping and just letting our kids be outdoors and enjoy this time together away from screens and be with other kiddos is just so vital in today's world right now. They just need those kind of socializations. So there's so much that we can do as parents and so many things that we can provide, but there's just something extra special about being away from us and being able to make some independent decisions by themselves and be able to formulate new friendships and relationships that really could be for a lifetime. I know from my daughters, they met people from Houston and from San Antonio and all over the DFW Metroplex that we wouldn't have just known in a little bubble that we live in.
Right.
And so it just gave them opportunities, which I didn't think of this when they were in second and third and fourth grade, that it was going to prepare them even for college and for them to have a plethora of friends from all over the Metroplex. And so it provides that. But most importantly, I just say, thank you for entrusting us with your most prized possession, that you are letting us have the opportunity to speak life into your child for a week. And it could be a pivotal point in their relationship with the Lord. And so I know for my girls, we are involved in our church, and we did different activities that let them experience Jesus in lots of different ways. But Sky Ranch was pivotal in just the development of them, just getting to know who the Lord was and be able to take their faith and make it their own.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I love hearing about that and just the investment that was in your daughters. And now you get to share that testimony and excitement and experience and get to minister to other moms. So thank you so much for what you do and how you love on our moms and our families. And so let's say we didn't answer maybe a burning question that a mom or a parent or a loved one has about sending kids to camp. Where are places that they can go to get maybe more detailed or more specific questions answered?
Sure. I'm always available, so they can email me at toriem@skyranch.org anytime. I mean, it could be something that maybe a little bit more personal about bedwetting and like how do we handle those kind of things, or girls with long hair and like how do we make sure that their hair gets put up into some fun space buns that the whole cabin wants to do, and how does all that happen? So just email me. And also, more than welcome to call anytime, and I'll answer any questions.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. And just talking through all of the things with us, I know it's really going to bless our parents. So families, Sky Ranch, thank you so much for the time and listening. And we hope that this episode really does bless you in preparing your camper for camp this summer. So we'll see you next time.